Hello, everybody. Welcome to Tim Hortons Field here in Hamilton, Ontario for OFSAA football action. This is the National Capital Bowl between the Nantyr Shores Tritons and the Inisfil, Ontario. Yes. Sorry. My name is Mike Carafalitis, along with assistant head coach of the Laurier Golden Hawks, Dwayne Cameron, on the call for today. And it should be a good one, as the Arnprior is the champions out of the OFSAA, and Nantyr Shores is the champion out of the greater GBSAA. So we're ready to go here. Any comments here from Dave Cameron, who is a knowledgeable man?
Well, good to be here with you, Mike. First of all, both of these teams come in here with sparkling records on the season. Nantyr Shores, relatively unchallenged throughout the course of the year, 10-0. Arnprior District coming in with just one blemish on their schedule, and mid-season 21-17 loss, and certainly a couple closer playoff battles. But both of these schools coming from smaller centers, not a lot of players recruited out of these groups, but I'll tell you what, they're a competitive bunch. And they're going to give us a good football game this afternoon.
It should be a good one, as Arnprior came with two buses, actually, of fans coming from to come support them. And today's just been an unbelievable day of OFSAA action. We had a good one between with Cardinal Newman, St. Michael's, the first game, and the second game was good as well. We're looking forward to a good third game, and temperature at game time is 5 degrees. Not really a wind right now. Lights are on, and we're almost ready to go here.
No, we've got fantastic weather here for the final game here, day one of the OFSAA Bowls. It's always an exciting time of year, especially exciting for these two programs. This is their very first bowl appearance, OFSAA bowl appearance for either school.
Absolutely. It should be a good one, and we're just getting ready as look at Arnprior ready to go in their huddle, and as well as we'll just take a listen. And we have a big contingent of fans of both schools representing, and this should be a good one here. As we have a look at Nantyr there, getting ready to go.
Pumped a little bit of travel for both of these teams, of course. Nantyr Shores from Inisfil, Ontario, just on the other side of Toronto, up in the Barrie area, and then of course Arnprior coming from Eastern Ontario. So, unique life experience for the kids on both of these teams and their families, and they're certainly well represented here today.
So, winning back to receive is going to be Arnprior to receive the opening kickoff, and kicking off is going to be number 1 for Nantyr, and that's Dylan Beatty, 5'10", 190, grade 12.
Yeah, I watched Beatty kick in the pregame warm-ups as a special teams coordinator at the CIS level, U Sports level. Is certainly something that I take great interest in, and solid kicker both off the ground and in the punting game.
So back to receive and winning the toss, and here we go. The kickoff coming down to the 16-yard line. Coming up is Joel Young, with room out to the 38-yard line. It's going to be good field position here, starting for Arnprior out of the Ottawa Valley.
Yeah, solid return there. I always like to see a returner that's willing to take the ball and immediately get up the field, and Young did that and established outstanding field position here for his team.
So it's going to be 1st and 10 for Arnprior, and at quarterback is number 24, and that's Justin Smith. One eye set, 2 wide receivers, 1 to the left, 1 to the right. And it's a handoff up the middle, and not much there, as getting swallowed up there. Nice defense by Nantyr to start.
Yeah, the defensive tackle there in the middle, I believe it's number 68, Marcus Botham, was able to make the tackle right off the get-go. Interesting, Arnprior coming out with a tight end, tight wing formation here early on. Tough to defend. It's not something a lot of teams see on a regular basis, so could present some schematic challenges.
I'm going to call it 2nd down and 9. And the give is to the outside, and brought down in the backfield. The give was to Evan Bissonette, and it's a loss of 3 on the play.
Yeah, number 24, Steven Saddle-Kolcheski, shot the gap, just 5'9", 160 pounds, but I'll tell you what, he comes full value through there. He shot through that gap, didn't break down his feet at all, was able to drop him for a loss, and an early quick 2-and-out for Arnprior to start this game.
So it's going to be a kicking situation, and back to receive for Arnprior is number 23, Stephen Noble. As kicking is going to be Ryan Massoud. Gets away a pretty good one. Comes down at the 52-yard line. Fumble on the play. Loose ball. And it's going to be Arnprior ball. Wow.
Yeah, I believe it may have been the kicker who was able to recover his own kick there. Unfortunate set of circumstances there. If you're a fan of the Tritons, certainly fielded the ball cleanly, came up and caught the ball aggressively, but was not able to hold on to it on contact there and in an early break for Arnprior.
And Arnprior is going to start off now, first down and 10 now at the 47-yard line after the turnover. At quarterback again is Justin Smith. One wide receiver to each side. And then a handoff, fumbled, and getting the old Argo bounce as it comes to an Arnprior player to cover on that one.
Yeah, able to recover their own fumble there, but almost turned it right back over to Nantyr Shores. That would have been a difficult situation. They would have started with excellent field position in Arnprior's end. Arnprior fortunate to get that one back.
Well, it's going to be second down and call it 13 yards now from the 46-yard line. And a fake throw, passes caught by Reinhardt, and he's brought down for a huge loss. Nice defense there by Nantyr to gobble that one up.
Yeah, defensive back Braden Lee Haynes was right on the spot. With these some of these teams that run these unique offenses with multiple backs and tight ends and tight wings, Mike, play action is always a big part of the offense, a misdirection play action, but Lee Haynes was all over that and dropped him for a loss.
And that's going to bring up third down in a punting situation again. So Nantyr doing the job after the turnover, stopping Arnprior in their spot. It was a running kick, like rugby style. And it's caught at the 41-yard line. With room, up the middle, cutting to the outside. It's Stephen Noble, cutting to the inside. Brought down at the 49-yard line of Arnprior.
Excellent acceleration there by Noble once he caught that ball, went north and south right away, and also showed some elusiveness and change of direction ability there. Solid return.
Oh, there is a penalty marker, and it's an illegal block, Dave. Or Dwayne, sorry.
Well, I see early in this game, between the punt return and a couple of the defensive plays, we see that Nantyr Shores certainly has no shortage of athletes, Mike. They've got some guys that can run and rally to the football and are aggressive players.
So that's going to set up shop here for Nantyr. Is going to set up shop here at the 48-yard line. First down and 10. Quarterback is Spencer Cropper, 6 feet, 180. Handoff up the middle. Minimal yardage there. Maybe give him 2 yards.
Yeah, they came out there in what we would refer to as a 22 set there with an I backfield. So 2 receivers to either side with the fullback leading up there for the tailback. Certainly much more traditional. Arnprior wasn't fooled by anything. Solid defensive stop on first down.
And second down and 8 now for Nantyr. Two wide receivers up to the left, 2 to the right, out of the eye. And the give is up the middle. Getting the call is number 6, Jordan Austin. And he's still going, keeping those feet moving, and he'll be close to a first down, maybe about 1.5, 2 yards short.
Interesting there. Austin was stopped after about 3 or 4 yards, but was able to continue to power through contact there and get what was almost a first down. It appears Nantyr are going to go for it here on third down. They're going to keep the punting unit on the sideline and take their shot at 3rd and 1.
You like this call, Dwayne?
I like it. You know what? If you're going to be a champion, you've got to do big things here. It's 1 yard. You should be able to get 1 yard in Canadian football.
On a third down, a quick hitter up the middle, and getting the first down is Gavin Coughlin. So up to the 49-yard line, and the Tritons are driving.
Well, it's the first down we've seen by either team here. Both teams coming out. The defense is appearing relatively strong here early on as these two teams sort of feel themselves out.
First down and 10 at the 49-yard line for Nantyr. Two wide receivers up top to the left. And it's a fake. Play action. Throw. Pass is complete to Dylan Beatty. Beatty with some room to the outside. Still going, and he's dragged out of bounds. But it's going to be a first down for Nantyr at the 29-yard line.
Play action there. He's able to find Beatty out in the flat, and he's able to do something special with it, gaining an extra 12 to 15 yards after that, and they're certainly moving down the field. Beatty, of course, a young man that we saw with the opening kickoff, showing his multi-dimensional capabilities early here in the game.
Well, it's going to be a first down and 10 for Nantyr at the Arnprior 29-yard line. Again, out of the eye, two wide receivers to each side. Quarterback Spencer Cropper. And it's a little trickery kind of end around. Dylan Beatty give him about 2 or 3 on the play.
Yeah, excellent job there by Arnprior's linebackers, scraping over the top with the pulling boundary guard and tackle. They played that just the way you want them to as a coach. Limit the gain and get them into second and long situations. And, defensively as a coordinator, the defensive playbook's wide open at 2nd and 9. You can pretty much call whatever you want. You've got the offense on their heels.
And 2nd down and 9 now. And Cropper now out of the shotgun. Two wide receivers to each side. Back to throw. Over the middle, almost intercepted, knocked away. Nice job there, knocking it away by number 24, Justin Smith.
So he can pass him and he can knock him down, Mike. He gets it done on both sides of the football.
That's right.
He likes to have his hands on it. That's a huge stop right there. You're going to force a field goal. Last thing you want to do is get down early to a team that's accustomed to being up on teams and kind of grinding them down as Nantyr Shores has throughout the year. So kudos to Arnprior for the stop there.
So this is going to be a 35-yard field goal attempt, and it's going to be Dylan Beatty who does the kicking, and doing the holding is Kyle Boudreau, the backup quarterback for Nantyr. Looking to get on the board. Kick is up, and it looked like somebody got a hand on it. Coming out of the end zone here is Liam Wright, and he is brought down. Wow. At the 1-yard line. Check that. That was Nathan Bickford.
Excellent coverage there. I think Steve Noble, the young man that we saw on the punt return earlier, got down there and was able to make the stop on the 1-yard line. I'm not sure if somebody got their hand on that kick or not. Or whether it just, it wasn't one of Beatty's better efforts, but certainly fell short. And if you're Arnprior, sort of collecting your breath there or gathering your breath, getting the stop and not giving up any points there.
Well, it's going to be first down at the 20-yard line for Arnprior. And a quick give up the middle. Powering his way for a couple yards there was number 5, Montana Reinhardt, 5'9", 180, grade 11.
Stephen Noble firing downhill from his safety position there, making a big physical stop. I get a feeling we're going to be talking about him a lot today. We see him in the return game. He's very aggressive on the kick coverage, and they're making a defensive stop. So I think we're going to be talking a lot about that young man today.
And 2nd down and 8, ball at the 23-yard line, under center. Kind of little trickery there. The handoff. It's the number 39, John Young, and he'll be close to a first down. And it looks like he has it.
The key to making this Arnprior offense work is all the misdirection with the multiple backs in the backfield. It only takes one defender to be late to seeing something in order for a hole to open up. I heard the players down on the field yell out counter, the defensive players from Nantyr Shores, but certainly they weren't on it fast enough, and Arnprior able to get the first down.
First down at the 31-yard line. Fake, and it looks like a little wide receiver screen here. The pass is caught by Hugh Russell, and he is just destroyed at the 33-yard line. What a hit. And just like you're saying, we're calling Stephen Noble's name right there.
Yeah, guess who? No shortage of plays in the first 10 minutes of this game by Mr. Noble. Came down there. I know obviously we don't have a replay to show you, but an absolutely ferocious hit in the open field.
So we'll give him a gain of 1 on the play. And this is 2nd down and 9 with 3:58 left to go here in this first quarter. Fake, roll out, throw wide open, number 39. This is John Young down the sidelines. 40, 30, 20, 10. Touchdown, Arnprior. 77-yard touchdown pass.
Well, that's something that should never happen, and as a defensive coordinator, it's your worst nightmare. A simple pass out into the flat that really should gain about 3 or 4 yards, and it turns into a 77-yard touchdown. Very disappointing if you're Nantyr Shores. That's the kind of play where you want to limit that to 7 or 8 yards at the absolute most. Unfortunately, there was a collision between two defenders. Neither one of them were able to get the Arnprior player out of bounds, and he took it all the way. Early 7-0 lead here.
And in to kick the extra point. Kick is up by number 6, Ryan Massoud. And getting on the board first is Arnprior here in the National Capital Bowl.
Well, based on the first 7 or 8 minutes we saw this game, if you had asked me who do I think is going to score first, I would have said 100% Nantyr Shores, the way they were moving the football. But, of course, they weren't able to capitalize on their offensive drive, and Arnprior with the explosion play there, good for 77 yards. They're, in fact, up with the early 7-0 lead.
And we'd just like to take a chance. OFSAA Football Bowl Festival 2017. I'd like to thank our corporate partners, Marchant School Sports, Pizza Pizza, Cable 14 Hamilton, City of Hamilton, CanadaFootballChat.com, that's us, Jostens, OUA, Westmount Hospitality Group, Gatorade, which this game is brought to you by Gatorade, University of Guelph, the CFL's Hamilton Tiger Cats, Sheridan Hotel, Fox 40, Spalding, the OCAA, and Hamilton's Fresh Radio 95.3. So getting ready to kick it off now. And there's the kick from Massoud, a little poocher. Comes out down at the 31. Up, going down the sidelines there, number 24. That's Steven Saddle-Kolchetsky.
Yeah,
nice little return there.
Got more out of that than I thought he should. Not great tackling by Arnprior. It was actually an excellent, well-placed kick. The ball did hit the ground and bounced around, but Saddle-Kolchetsky was able to make quite a return out of it. We've got a convening of the referees here, so this thing may be coming back a little bit.
Yeah, it looks that way, as referees are having a little discussion there. I don't think they're talking about ordering pizza.
Well, the referees, I was confused because I thought there was a towel on the ground. The referees today actually using blue flags.
Is that what it is?
Yes, blue
That's
flags.
That's a blue flag.
Which is something
wow.
I've never seen before.
Huh, interesting. Of course, for our game, they're using blue flags, right?
Well... Apparently the blue flags. Apparently the blue flags mean the same thing as the orange flags do.
Right. So that's a penalty against Nantyr. That's gonna back them way up at the 13.
Field. I mean, we're talking about 30 to 35 yards difference here in terms of where they would have started this drive. The interesting thing to me, Mike, is half the games they've played this year, Nantyr Shores has shut out their opponent. The most points they've ever had scored against them in a game is 14 in their last regular season game against Eastview. So how are they going to respond being down? Because it's not a position they're used to being in.
So it's going to be first down and 10 down. Nantyr starting at their own 13-yard line. Out of the shotgun. Back to throw his Cropper. Set up a screen. And this is going to be gobbled up right away. Read nicely. Making the catch was Jordan Austin. Brought down after a gain of 1.
Hayden Tripp on the tackle there. They went with a 32 set. We had seen them in the with the two-back set earlier. Same personnel stayed on the field. They had the fullback lined up out at 2 weeks, so they went with a true spread formation there and ran a double screen. They ran bubble screen to the field, tailback screen to the boundary or the short side of the field. But Arnprior sniffed that thing out and limited their gain.
And that's going to bring up a second down and 9. Call it maybe 9.5.
Both offenses have been living in second and long, and if you're an offensive coordinator, that's not the position you want to be in.
Mm-hmm. The shotgun. And it's going to be a handoff coming to the left side and brought down is Dylan Beatty, and this is going to set up a punting situation for Nantyr. Nice defense there by Arnprior.
Coming out of starting to show some different formations there. They lined up in a 23 set there with the 3 receivers into the boundary, with the number 3 being Beatty there, the young man that we've talked about both as a receiver and a kicker so far. He came in and ran the jet sweep but wasn't able to pick up the first down. And now, right now, all momentum is in the hands of Arnprior. There appears to be a little bit more wind than there was maybe when the game started, and right now it is into the face of Beatty.
There's the kick from Beatty. It's a spiral, taking a Arnprior bounce, and then he's onside! Picking it up is Beatty! Are you kidding me? What a play!
Incredibly heads-up play by Beatty. Had a lot of hang time.
No.
Well, I think that this is going to be a no yards call on Beatty. They automatically throw a flag anytime somebody's within 5 yards, but I imagine the referees are going to confirm
They're going to pick that up.
that, in fact, he is an eligible player, and so the penalty is – there we go. They've wiped it out right there. But incredible heads-up kick by Beatty. Had a lot of hang time. He noticed that the ball bounced back. He was on a dead sprint for it. And the one thing about those situations in Canadian football, you've got to coach your punt return teams on this. Any kind of ball that bounces and hits the ground and bounces back towards the kicking team, somebody needs to immediately go block the punter because he's the guy that can go up and recover that thing.
Wow, what a hustle play by Dylan Beatty. Unbelievable. So this is going to set up 1st down and 10 for Arnprior. For Nantyr at the 42-yard line. Out of the shotgun is Spencer Cropper. And the pitch is to Jordan Austin. Cutting to the middle. Still going. Gets a block. 30. Brought down at the 18-yard line. On a touchdown saving tackle there by number 6, Ryan Massoud.
Well, Austin took the handoff and started out to his left and wound his way all the way back across the field and ended up going out of bounds on the right side, Mike. But I'll tell you, the thing I was most impressed about on that play are the receivers blocking at multiple levels to spring that run throughout the play. Initially at the point, and then when he cut back across the field, some of the crackback blocks or seal blocks that the receivers made. Very, very impressive for the high school level.
1st down and 10 now at the 17-yard line. Cropper sets up a little wide receiver screen, cutting to the middle. This is Noble, and down to the 14-yard line. Give him a gain of about 4 on the play, Dwayne.
Yeah, they're really starting to show a lot of variation in their offense. They came out and they lined up in that 22, but we've then since seen 32 sets, 23 sets, 41 sets, jet sweeps, bubble screens. There was an example right there with Noble. He caught that bubble screen. He probably just wants to turn up the field instead of cutting back across the field like he did.
So it's going to bring up 2nd down out of the shotgun. Whoops, little misdirection there. And Cropper has to eat that one up. And he's going to be brought down at the 17-yard line. He's going to be sacked, and that's going to bring up 3rd down here. Dwayne?
Yeah, some confusion there. Certainly a mistake made. I couldn't tell you whether it was by the quarterback or the running back, but certainly somebody went the wrong way. Into your Nantyr Shores, this is the 2nd time, Mike, where you've worked yourself all the way down into the red zone.
Right.
Showed an ability to just move the football at will, but unfortunately you're going to have to settle for a field goal.
And this is going to be a 23-yard attempt from the kicker, Dylan Beatty, for Nantyr. Holding is the backup quarterback, Kyle Boudreau. Kick is up, and this one is good. So Nantyr getting on the board, cutting the lead now, and it's still 7-3 for Arnprior. And that is the end of the 1st quarter.
Yeah, Nantyr Shores fortunate to get that one through. There was a lot of penetration by Arnprior, but they were able to slip it over just over the outstretched hands of the rushers, and they've got their first points on the board. But a couple things, Nantyr, I really like their ability to move the football at will, and the multiple different formations and high-level plays that you see they're running. But they're going to have to be able to capitalize and not have to keep settling for field goals.
So just to mention the officials for today's game, the head referee is Kevin Mickleborough, the umpire Pat Graham, and Herman Murphy. Back judge is Sal Mastrella, head linesman Joe Crow, and the line judge is Bill Brown. So 7-3. Dwayne, what did you see also out of that Nantyr defense? Really pretty much doing the job, holding Arnprior, because this game really could be 14-0 right now.
Yeah, aside from the one explosion play where they had a couple defenders run into each other, a collision, and subsequently the 77-yard touchdown. I think they're very fast. I think they're very aggressive. I like what I've seen so far.
There's the kickoff coming down to the 15-yard line, cutting to the middle, still going on his feet. That's number 6, Ryan Massoud. And getting up to the 32-yard line, and that's where Arnprior will set up shop first down.
I think, Mike, they're going to start up a lot further than that. I think we're going to add a 15-yard face mask call.
Oh, there it is, yeah.
Onto it. They're going to start up close to midfield.
Sorry, I didn't see the blue flag there. I wish we had the blue flag.
I'll tell you what, and it's like a powder blue. It doesn't stand out quite like the orange does. So unless you happen to see it thrown, you may miss it. But fantastic field position here for Arnprior. Let's see what they can do with it.
All right, here we go. So Arnprior is going to set up now at the 47-yard line, first down and 10. One wide receiver to each side. Under center is Justin Smith. And the handoff up the middle, positive yardage on first down. Give him about 3 yards as Reinhardt was the ball carrier there.
Nantyr Shores is obviously clearly prepped for this offensive style. This is a very, very non-traditional. As I mentioned earlier here in the first quarter, you don't see a lot of what Arnprior is doing. You don't see that very often from your opponents. So it's obvious their coaches have had film and opportunity to set up and adjust their schemes accordingly.
And it's going to bring up second down at about 8. And the give is to the left. Oh, and Noble meeting his man in the backfield, and that was a huge hit by Noble.
I'll tell you what, Steve Noble's going to have a lot of conversations after this game. There's going to be a number of U Sports football coaches from the OUA and beyond that are here today that are going to want to talk to this young man. He's certainly not the biggest at 5'8", 175 pounds, but man, is this kid a finisher. He
is tough, and I love the way he tackles. We got to be well coached to tackle like that. Well, and he's doing the job there. That's going to bring up third down in a punting situation for Arnprior. Standing back at his 37-yard line. There's the running punt from Masood. Coming down and getting by number 24, Sal Kolchetsky. Picking it up, and he is going to be brought down right away. Great special teams there by Arnprior.
Unfortunate situation there for Kolchetsky. He did touch it initially when it came down, so it was going to be a live football. He had to get on it quickly, but his inability to field that ball cleanly cost his team about 13 yards of field position, and they'll start deep in their own end here.
So it's going to bring a first down and 10 for Arnprior. Check that for Nantyr Shores out of Inisfil, Ontario. And we'd like to welcome everybody watching on CanadaFootballChat.com. My name is Mike Karafilides, along with Dwayne Cameron, the assistant coach for the Laurier Golden Hawks and scout for the Calgary Stampeders, who just made it in this morning from Ottawa. Glad to have Dwayne on hand. So this is a first down at the 15-yard line out of the shotgun. And the pitch is to the outside, cutting in, and I'll give a gain of about 1 yard for Beatty.
I like Arnprior's defense here so far, Mike. They've been solid against the run aside from one or two plays. Both defensive lines for these two teams in this game are getting excellent penetration here early on and disrupting the run game of their opponent.
He's going to be down second down and 9 for Nantyr. Working out of the shotgun is Spencer Cropper. Little 3 wide receivers to the right, and Cropper looking to the right. Pass is overthrown, incomplete.
Yeah, Cropper had a solid pocket there. He had a lot of time. You got to be accurate on that. The receiver was open. He was there and available. He just wasn't accurate with the throw. It's going to bring up third down. They're going to punt deep out of their own end for the second time today. So
Arnprior's defense doing the job here, and that's going to be a punting situation. Both defenses playing really well today, Dwayne.
No, they've played well. Arnprior's obviously had a couple times where they backed up in their red zone, but they were able to hold Nantyr Shores to a couple field goal attempts. And then, of course, Nantyr Shores' defense has been solid, albeit but for one explosion play they gave up.
Oh, bad snap there, and Dylan Beatty able to get it up, but we have whistles down on the play for safety reasons. So here comes Arnprior's offense onto the field here, and they're going to set up shop at the 35-yard line of Nantyr.
Yeah, I'm not sold that. I'm not sure why that was blown dead. I'm really at a loss for words. I mean, it certainly wasn't a great kick, but it was, 15 yards down the field beyond the line of scrimmage. So I'm not sure why that was blown dead.
Yeah, they sent over the public address for safety reasons. But anyways, it's going to bring up first down and 10. Under center is quarterback Smith. Rolling to the outside on the fake. Still going. He's going to have a first down. Or be close to a first down. Give him a gain of 8.
There's a misdirection I talked about earlier. Full flow to the field. The quarterback's going to keep it and boot on the backside on his own. there has to be somebody assigned to that. Braden Lee Haynes was there. Clearly they had coached it up and he had the assignment, but he didn't have the angle. He knew what he was supposed to do, just didn't give himself enough room to be able to make the play. And first down Arnprior as they get close down here to Nantyr Shores red zone.
Well, it's first down and 10. And the fumble on the play. Picked up with room. Number 1, Dylan Beattie picking it up. And he gets to the 39-yard line. Big play on defense by Nantyr Shores.
An unfortunate mistake on offense by Arnprior. When you get to a game of this level against a high-quality opponent like Nantyr Shores, you're only going to have so many opportunities. That was a fantastic drive to that point in time for Arnprior, but unfortunately put the ball on the ground, weren't able to recover, and have lost an opportunity to perhaps take a 7 or more point lead.
So now what a great play there, and Nantyr is going to set up here at the 39-yard line, first down and 10. 8:30 to go till halftime. Let's see if Nantyr can capitalize on the turnover. First down and 10, out of the eye, and the give is up the middle, and running into his own man is Beattie, and that's going to be just a no gain at all.
Yeah, it was a great play right there by Michael Lightbody, who somehow manages to weigh 305 pounds. So I'm not sure Michael Lightbody is the correct name for him there. But either way, fantastic play, shooting the gap and being aggressive, getting in there backfield. Nantyr Shores lining up in the traditional power offense there with a fullback and I formation, but it certainly didn't work.
That's going to bring up second down and long. Again, out of the eye. And it's a play action, rolling, throws, almost intercepted. Dangerous throw, and the pass was intended for Beattie again, who has been pretty much Mr. Go-To guy for Nantyr.
Yeah, a mistake made there by Cropper. He had number 81, Dave Johnson, wide open in the flat off the play action there. Instead, he forced it to the crossing route, which had a linebacker sitting on one side, and the safety came down and converged on the top from the middle. But if he had an opportunity to do it again, go back and look at the film, you'll see he had Dave Johnson in the short side flat, wide open for a first down.
That's going to bring up third down in a punting situation, standing at his own 25-yard line is Dylan Beattie. End over end. Comes down, faking the reserve, and that is Masood, and he is just swallowed up. Nice tackle there by Kolchetsky.
Well, they tried the fake reverse, and they were going with the wide side return to the field. As the punt rush guys came through, you could see them wrapping around to the wide side. It was clear where that thing was going, but he wasn't quite able to get there. One of the things that's difficult anytime you're trying to run a wide side return is if the ball's not kicked deep enough, it's difficult for you to have enough time to get around those guys to get to the wide side of the field. So, in high school football, those are probably the more difficult returns. The easiest returns may be to the short side where the ball's kicked.
So, and Arnprior is going to set up first down at 10 at their own 40-yard line. And the give is up the middle. And that's going to be a first down. Nice trot there. Number 39, that's Joel Young. Sorry, check that, John Young.
Yeah, it's the second time we've seen Young have a big run so far here. They ran the counter. They went full direction towards the field and brought him back across. Nantyr Shores wasn't there, and he's able to get enough to pick up the first and move the chains.
So Arnprior looking to build in their 7-3 lead. 6:25 left to go till halftime. This is the National Capital Bowl. And it's a quick hitter up the middle. And Masood, give him about 4 or 5 straight. Check that. That's Reinhardt. Give him about 4 yards on the play.
Yeah, enough to get yourself into a second and medium situation here. 2nd and 5, 2nd and 6. Manageable for an offensive coordinator in terms of determining what he wants to call on this next play. Wouldn't be shocked to see a play action pass here.
6 minutes in running till halftime. Ball at the 53-yard line. Second down. Smith's going to throw this time. Nice little job there to get it out in the flat. Pass is complete to number 34, Dylan Beaubien, and he gets a first down. Nice play call there. Sorry, Dwayne.
No, it's okay. Number 4, Jackson Rayburn had an opportunity to bring down Beaubien in the flat there. before he got to the first down marker, but very, very physical run there, and that's what I was thinking when I saw him catch a football is he's going to have to earn this if he gets it, if he does catch the football, and he certainly was able to. Rayburn, unfortunately, not able to bring him down before he got the first. So it's
going to bring up first down and 10 for Arnprior, driving here at the 44-yard line of Nantyr. Smith going to throw again. Going deep for Masood. Incomplete. Nice coverage there by Jackson Rayburn.
Yeah, we just talked about Rayburn's inability to finish in the flat there. Well, he certainly finished on that deep ball. That excellent coverage was on the outside shoulder for the fade route. The receiver was unable to work his way out there to get to it. Excellent coverage down the field. I'm going to bring up second and long situation here.
We're going to bring up second down. And here comes Arnprior, looking to build in their lead. 4:50 left to go till halftime. And it's a quick give up the middle, getting the first down. What a play. What a play call there.
Well, it's John Young again, and Mike, we're starting to see them have success with that counter play repeatedly now. I thought early on, Nantyr Shores, I talked about this a little bit. You could tell they had been schemed up to prepare for this offense, but football's a chess game.
Yeah.
And as soon as the offense coordinator figures out how the defense is playing it, they'll figure out how they can attack their weaknesses.
And there's the give again. This is Bissonette getting about 2 or 3 on the play.
Steven Saddle-Kolcheski. So we're seeing 3 or 4 names here from Nantyr Shores that we're talking about on a consistent basis. Another very, very physical play there. If I've been impressed by anything to this point in this game, it's how well and how physical the Nantyr Shores Tritons tackle on defense.
He's going to bring up second down. Quick little screen there. Pass is caught by Hugh Russell of Arnprior, and he's not going to get the first down. So this is probably going to be a set up a field goal situation, third down.
Fantastic effort there. The tackle actually made by number 93, Broderick Black, coming from the defensive end position. So playing inside the box versus the run action play fake, getting all the way out to the strong side flat to make that play before they got the first down. Arnprior's going to go for it here.
Oh, they're going for it. Going to roll the dice here. Smith under center. Little motion to the right, and it's a quarterback keeper. And it looks like he's going to get the first down. Wow, relentless, right up the middle. Justin Smith. That's a really dangerous play call, Dwayne, on third down.
Well, it's certainly not one that you'd normally expect to pick up 4 or 5 yards. I'll tell you what, though, he was only one slip away from breaking that final tackle and ending up in the end zone. So Arnprior starting to be able to move the football here on a consistent basis down in the red zone in Nantyr Shores. See what we got here.
Yeah, it's going to bring up first down. They can get a first. And again, they're running the same play up the middle with Smith. But this time he's going to be driven back. But give him a gain of about 4 in the play, and it's positive yardage on first down.
Well, I certainly hope that we're going to see something more than quarterback sneaks for the rest of the day. There's not a whole lot to talk about with the quarterback sneak playbook, but second and medium situation here, they did have some success with it. Got them into a manageable situation here to pick up the first down, which they can do as they are able to get down to the 7-yard line here.
And it's going to bring up second down. 2 wide receivers split to each side. Smith's going to throw this time. It's not a quarterback keeper. It's a throw to the end zone. Intercepted. Number 4, Jackson Rayburn, and he goes down. What a big play on defense for Nantyr Shores.
Well, Rayburn has shown that he's full value in the pass game, lining up out there at that cornerback position. We've got a blue flag down on the ground.
So we got a blue flag down.
Easy to miss, and it appears as if it's going to go against Nantyr Shores and wipe out this interception. And it's going to put the ball down inside the 5-yard line. You're absolutely right. Unnecessary roughness. Roughing the passer is the call on the play. It's the exact same play they tried 3 or 4 plays ago where they tried to throw the deep fade on the outside, and Rayburn, as was the case the first time, was right there again.
First and goal at the 1. Expect that Smith under center, maybe a little under the quarterback sneak. There's Smith taking the sneak. Powering his way. No signal yet. And he is in. Touchdown, Arnprior.
Yeah, he had a whole lot less distance to cover than the first couple times they ran at that time. Smith certainly showing his versatility, not only his ability to play quarterback as a drop-back passer, but also as an effective runner.
Smith doing the job on offense for Arnprior, and we're just getting ready for the extra point. This will put Arnprior up 14-3 with 2:09 left till halftime. And Ryan Massoud getting ready for the extra point. The kick is up, and it is good. So the score with 2:09 left till halftime is 14-3 in favor of the Rapids.
Well, for Nantyr Shores, this is the most points they've had scored against them in any one game. They've had scored against them already here in the first half. So Arnprior certainly has come in here today prepared, ready for their opponent, and are executing on both sides of the football at a high level. Nantyr Shores, I thought, had the most success offensively early on when they went into multiple formations. The 23s and 32s and 41s really spread that Arnprior defense out and forced them to cover a lot of different things. Don't be surprised if we see them get back to that. They're not having much success with that power running game out of the I formation.
And getting into the National Capital Bowl, it was Arnprior defeating Holy Cross 16-13 on November 22nd, and Nantyr, they haven't played in a while, on November 16th, beating St. Joan of Arc 28-7. So maybe that might be a factor, maybe too much rest for Nantyr. We'll soon see.
Well, I think I just chalk it up to Arnprior playing well. I thought Nantyr Shores came out and initially, early on, they were very strong defensively. But as I said, football is a chess match, and once an offensive coordinator has an idea of how you're going to defend his scheme, his system, he will then have counter moves. And so far, Arnprior's counter moves have been highly effective.
And there's the kickoff coming down to Kolchetsky. Takes that to 28, cutting to the middle. And he's brought down at the 39-yard line. Nice special teams by Arnprior. 2:05 left till halftime.
Yeah, 2:05 left, so there's a lot of time here. Certainly for a team that has shown that they can throw the football a little bit, which Nantyr Shores has been able to do. But just based on the fact they're a team that has not really faced a lot of adversity so far this year, Mike, I think it's important that they make sure that they get something out of this drive here, even if they don't score any points, to go into halftime feeling confidently.
Absolutely. So that's going to bring up first down and 10 at the 38-yard line for Nantyr. Looking to answer the touchdown drive from Arnprior. Arnprior Nantyr. How do you like that? It's starting to set up the screen to Noble, and it is just read perfectly. And it's incomplete.
Hayden Tripp, the outside linebacker, all over that screen. That's one thing I like to see as a linebacker that goes right to the running backs after those play-action fakes. A lot of times high school, even college linebackers will stay back 5-6 yards behind the line of scrimmage, and ultimately those offensive linemen get out and they pick them off, and you see big plays come from those screens. But Hayden Tripp was all over that thing, made the play behind the line of scrimmage.
And the first down and 10 now. Nantyr out of the shotgun. This Cropper over the middle, and the pass is caught by Beatty. Still going. Massoud trying to bring him down, spins his way for a first down.
Yeah, there's another mistake here, though. We're going to see that Nantyr Shores was offside, and it may have been Beatty. Certainly one of the receivers to the quad side, the four receiver side, was across the line of scrimmage when the ball was snapped. It's imperative as a receiver. You know what the snap count is, Mike. You got to be able to time that up correctly, and so, what was a 20-yard gain is going to come back. Now they're going to be in 2nd and 20.
Well, I'm glad you got the eyes for the blue flag, Dwayne, because I can't. The blue flag for me is just, I'm just saying, for the play-by-play guy trying to call the play in the blue flag, right?
As a coach, I'm sometimes conditioned to look for those things.
There
right?
you go.
Anytime there's a big play, you're looking around to say, okay, is there anything that's going to bring this thing back? And unfortunately, I saw it right there. So.
Well, that's a big penalty. That's going to bring him back to the 33-yard line. Back to throw again. He's rolling to his left. He is going to go deep, but that ball is intercepted by Massoud. Still on his feet to the 27-yard line, and that's exactly what Arnprior needed. And there's another blue flag on the field.
Well, there's all kinds of blue flags on the field. Yeah, we're going to get a late hit here on Nantyr Shores, and then of course that started some pushing and shoving, and Arnprior is going to give that penalty right back. So I think we're probably going to get offsetting penalties here. But if you're Nantyr Shores, we just talked about having something positive. When they took over this drive, they were on outside their own 30-yard line with 2:05 to go. Now just 25 seconds later, Arnprior has the football in what is going to be deep in Nantyr Shores territory. This really is worst-case scenario and just really mismanagement of the situation.
And this is a chance for Arnprior to cut the lead here, down 14-3, as kind of a lame duck thrown up by Spencer Cropper there. It looked like he got hit before he threw it, though.
Yeah, it certainly didn't get out there. I'm not sure he was going to be able to complete it to Johnson. Johnson did run the corner route, was one-on-one, but there was good coverage. But we're talking about you're trying to go into the second, you're trying to go into halftime, maybe potentially closing the gap. But worst case scenario now here, your opposition now has the ball on your 1-yard line and with the potential to go up 21-3 here.
My goodness.
This could be 2 touchdowns in less than 2 minutes. And for Nantyr Shores, who really hasn't trailed the entire season, they got some fixing to do in the locker room at halftime.
Yeah, this is tough. Now it's going to be first down and goal at the 1-yard line. Smith under center. Look for a quarterback sneaker. There it is, up the middle. Looks like he's got the touchdown for Arnprior.
Yeah, no surprise there. We've seen, their short yardage game plan is to keep it in the hands of their quarterback. No need to hand it off to somebody 5 or 6 yards behind the line of scrimmage. They've got all the confidence. And Smith is a big guy. He really is a fullback size at 6'2", 220 pounds. So, why give it to anyone else? Just let him take that ball and get behind that big old line and push forward.
So Nantyr Shores really shooting themselves in the foot with the penalties there.
They've made a lot of mistakes, and I would hazard to guess that certainly Arnprior's made some plays to capitalize on those mistakes, but they've really somewhat been unforced errors by Nantyr Shores that have put them into this position.
And the kick is up and good from Ryan Massoud, and it's 21-3 for Arnprior out of the Ottawa Valley.
Yeah, very impressive. I got to be honest with you, Mike, not what I expected. I thought this would be a closely contested game, but I thought it was a game that Nantyr Shores may be able to control. But Arnprior showing that they're ready to play.
Yeah, it's been a game of defense. It was in the beginning, but we just mentioned it again. Not Nantyr really shooting themselves in the foot with penalties there.
Well, penalties, and they're turning the football over on their own end of the field, right? We've seen
right.
There's been a fumble, there's been the interception, and of course now, as you just mentioned, the penalties. For their opponent now to take the football over on their own 1-yard line, you're really not giving your defense any kind of chance to make a stand there. So, as I mentioned, they've got some things to talk about at halftime, but they're certainly a good enough team to. They're not 10-0 for a reason,
right?
They are 10-0 for a reason. So they're certainly not out of this game yet.
A lot of time left, 1:35. So, Nantyr, if they can get some points going into the dressing room, could give them a lot of momentum maybe going into the second half. A little pooch kick comes down to Noble. Noble gets away from one, trying to cut to the outside, but he's going to be swallowed up at the 35-yard line, and that's where Nantyr will start 1st and 10.
Yeah, they're kicking that pooch kick. They're dropping it down in between the returners and the upbacks, so nobody's catching it cleanly. And unfortunately, when you don't catch the ball cleanly on kickoff and it bounces around, it really disrupts the timing for your blocks in your 1st and 2nd level. So not a surprise. We saw 23, Stephen Noble, what he was able to do early on with that football, how explosive a returner he can be. I think it's a good strategy by Arnprior to go ahead and drop that thing in the open area.
Absolutely. I was going to say the same thing. I like that. I like that call with the pooch kick, especially with Noble back there. He's showing the ability he can break it.
Yeah, and so if you're Nantyr Shores, how do you counter? Well, you're going to have to move one of your returners up, right, so that they're able to field that thing cleanly.
About 1st down and 10 at the 35-yard line, out of the eye. And there's the pitch. Cutting to the outside. Cutting to the inside. With room down to the 48-yard line, Jordan Austin. And that's a 1st down.
Excellent run by Austin there, certainly moving the chains. A lot of time left on the clock, 1:21, so they're in a manageable situation here. They're back into that I formation with 2 receivers to either side there, just trying to simplify things and keep it basic a little bit.
So Nantyr looking to get on the board to cut into this 21-3 lead. 1st down and 10 at the 47-yard line. Working out that power I still. 2 wide receivers to each side. Under center, it's Spencer Cropper. And the pitch again is to Austin. Austin fumbles the ball. And it's on the ground. Stu wants it. And I believe it's picked up by Arnprior.
Well,
no, it's wait a minute.
I think Nantyr Shores.
Nantyr Shores gets back on it. The old Argo bounce.
Yeah,
My goodness.
They made a lot of references to Argo bounces so far here in the
There's
first
been
half.
A lot of them.
Let's just not talk about those anymore. But they were able to get their hands on it. That would have been catastrophic. It looked like initially the ball was going to bounce right to number 11 Mitchell Ross, and I'm telling you, if it had of, he would have scooped and scored that thing.
Right.
And this game may have been all but over here at halftime. So Nantyr Shores is going to have to sort of regroup collectively here and find themselves.
They've taken a couple shots down the field, but I'd look for that. Would you take a shot down the field here, Dwayne?
I think the big thing right now is managing the clock, keeping possession of the football. We can't afford to, if you're Nantyr Shores, you can't afford to turn it back over here and give up any more points in the first half. So, as I mentioned, when there was 2 minutes left in the previous possession before their fumble, it simply is about putting positive plays together, moving the chains, being able to move the ball efficiently and effectively, and build some confidence. It doesn't have to be home run shots and explosion plays. You just got to prove to yourself once again, hey guys, this is how we do it. Right, so that you come out in the second half with some confidence.
So coming out now, it's going to be at their own 47-yard line. Nantyr Shores out of Inisfil, Ontario. Second down, out of the shotgun is Cropper. Back to throw. He's got the one-on-one on the seam, incomplete. Pass intended for number 29, Jordan Engineer.
And I think that's about the third time we've seen Cropper have a wide-open receiver. And not just that, but his offensive line has given him a great sight line and plenty of time to throw. They're doing a good job there in the front. I want to note offensive tackle Cooper Hamilton, the left tackle, number 58, 6'7", 260. He's given Cropper plenty of time and great sight lines, but he's just not connecting with his receivers right now.
Third down at the 47, and looks like Nantyr is punting. Oh, no, sorry, they're going for it. Check that. Back to throw out of the shotgun. He's trying to set up the screen, and it's done nicely. Still going, fighting for that first down is Jordan Asta, but he's not going to get it, and it's going to be a turnover on downs, and it's going to go to Arnprior.
I don't agree with the call at all. I'm not sure why the panic or the sense of urgency, right? It's still within a three-score game. It's the first half. In that situation, just go ahead and kick the ball. Force your opponent to have to go 70 or 80 yards to get any kind of points here with 41 seconds left. Instead, you're giving an offense that's already shown that they can move the ball effectively against you a short field. And, the Nantyr Shores defense has got to be getting tired the amount of time they're having to spend on the field here, Mike.
Yeah, this now gives Arnprior to add to their lead now, setting up first down and 10 at the Nantyr 54-yard line. And there's that counter again. And it's to number 39. And that's John Young again. And he's close to a first down. Give him a gain of 8.
The Tritons defensive staff are going to have to get in at halftime and figure out what they're going to do about this counter play, because Young is averaging 9 or 10 yards every time he touches the football on that counter play.
That counter play has worked so well so far for Arnprior. And it's second down and 2. And it's a quick give up the middle. And that's Masood. He's going to have a first down. He's driven back. Let's see forward progress. He'll get to the 39-yard line of Nantyr.
Yeah, the unfortunate thing for Arnprior is they don't have a strong passing game out of this offense.
Right.
And, with just 14 seconds left on the clock now, and really a kicker kicking into the wind, the slight wind that we do have here, it's probably out of his range unless you're able to get another 20 yards. They're somewhat limited in what they can do.
14 seconds left to go till halftime. And just to mention, the OFSAA Football Bowl Festival Board of Directors would like to welcome all Hamilton Tiger Cats players, alumni, and special guests to the bowl games. Thank you very much. And referees are having a conference at the 37. What are they talking about, Dwayne? I don't think they're talking about dinner reservations, are they?
Well, no, but it looks like he's calling head referee here, Kevin Mickelburl. He's calling him out of the huddle. So I'm not sure if there was a timeout just called on the field there. There certainly was no flags.
I didn't
for
see
them
a blue
to convene.
flag.
Certainly no blue flags.
So first down now. 14 seconds left to go. Smith back to throw. Lots of time. He could step up in the pocket, and he will. And he's got room to the outside. Gets the edge. Oh, he fumbles the ball. picked up. Nice job there. And that was Bissonnette picking up the fumble. My goodness, that could have been disaster.
Yeah, it could have been a huge play if he was able to get outside. But number 21, Liam Cavanaugh, was able to do just enough to get a hold of him and force that fumble right there with just 2 seconds left on the clock. That really kills any opportunity for Arnprior unless they've got some type of trick play or Hail Mary here that they can come up with something. Certainly a low percentage opportunity. But if you're Nantyr Shores, you've dodged a bit of a bullet here. With Arnprior taking over with 41 seconds left in your end of the field, I'm not sure they're going to get down close enough to be able to get any points out of this.
Yeah, timeout is called probably as Smith comes to the sidelines to get the play from his head coach, and that's Dave Herrick. And again, to mention, both of these teams, Nantyr Shores and Arnprior, this is their first bowl appearance. And it looks like both defenses, again, doing a pretty good job, indicative of the score.
Yeah, they've been pretty good. For Nantyr, they're just having some struggle right now with that counter. And the other thing is I think they're having to spend too much time on the field. Their offense needs to get some things going in the second half.
And looks like they're going to take it to halftime as Smith, with that quarterback keeper still going, he'll have a gain of 8. But that is halftime. And what a half it was for Arnprior, up 21-3 over Nantyr Shores. And it's been an unbelievable first half for Arnprior, really.
Well, it's been an interesting half, I think, all around. We've seen some explosion plays by both offenses, and we've seen a number of mistakes made by Nantyr Shores defense, which has led to a lot of the points that we see on the board for Arnprior.
All right, so we're at halftime, 21-3 on CanadaFootballChat.com. I'm Mike Carafelitis along with Dwayne Cameron, and we will be back. Welcome back to Tim Hortons Field here on CanadaFootballChat.com. We're just getting ready for the third quarter of play in the National Capital Bowl, whereas Arnprior out of the Ottawa Valley up 21-3 over Nantyr Shores. And we're just getting to the third quarter of play. And Dwayne, my name is Mike Carafelitis, along with Dwayne Cameron, the assistant coach of the Laurier Golden Hawks, and also a scout with the Calgary Stampeders. Dwayne, what a first half of play it was for Arnprior. What does Nantyr Shores have to do to get back into it here in this second half?
Well, the first thing, Mike, that they've got going on their behalf is they're going to receive the ball here to start the second half. So offensively, They get an opportunity to get at it right away. But they're going to have to be able to sustain drives. In the first half, quarterback Spencer Cropper had a number of open receivers and an excellent pocket with which to throw from. His offensive line did a good job. But he wasn't able to be efficient, and he wasn't able to be accurate with those throws. So if there's any one particular thing do I think they need to do to get back in it offensively, Cropper's got to step up his game.
I agree 100%. So Nantyr Shores are going to receive the kickoff here, and kicking it off is going to be Ryan Massoud. And there's a little pooch trying to keep it away from Noble, I guess, and it comes down to Kolchetsky. Kolchetsky still keeping his feet moving. It's going to be good field position for Nantyr Shores, starting at the 42-yard line.
Yeah, and the difference there between the first half is that ball was actually fielded in the air. So you notice the timing is a little bit different. They're able to gain yardage outside the 40. Offensively, in kickoff return, anytime you can start that far out, it's a bonus for sure. So
let's see if Nantyr Shores can respond on their first drive, down 21-3. Here at Tim Hortons Field, the lights are on. It's a very, very crisp night. The temperature has probably dropped down to about -1, I believe. And there's the give up on the right side, and that's a positive gain on first down as the handoff was to number 21, and that was Brandon Lee Haynes.
Yeah, excellent start in the second half. 7 yards on first down leaves you in a second and short situation. You can run or pass in this and have a high likelihood of success here. So good first down play there.
So that's going to bring up second down. Ball at the 49-yard line. And whistles blow. And it looks like this might be a false start. Or his procedure call against Nantyr.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I think Arnprior may have jumped here early on this one initially and drew the offensive lineman offside. That's how I saw it. Unfortunately, we don't have the benefit of a replay here. But
oh, yeah, you're correct. There we go.
And there you go. And that's one of those small things right there. In Nantyr Shores, your opening drive, you're able to get a first down, move the chains, regardless of how you got it, whether it be by a run, pass, penalty. Doesn't really matter. You're gaining yardage. You're moving up the field, and now you're out here at midfield and with an opportunity to get more. A lot of time left on the clock. As poor as things went for Nantyr Shores there in the first half, they certainly have the talent to get themselves back in this thing.
At the 54-yard line, first down now. And it's a give to Beatty on the, and he gets to the outside, has the edge. Masood trying to hold on, and he does, but it's got first down. Nice run by Beatty, the 40-yard line of Arnprior.
Yeah, another play where they're moving forward, moving the chains. Nice run there by Beatty. Showed a lot of patience. Initially was kind of just waiting for the blocks to develop, and then he exploded, accelerated through that hole once they did, and a get 15-yard play.
Entire first down now at the Arnprior 40-yard line. Out of the shotgun is Spencer Cropper. Back to throw over the middle, incomplete. Looking for his wide receiver, Nate Johnson, incomplete.
Yeah, Johnson never really had a chance at that one. It was thrown too far ahead and too low for him to be able to get down on that.
That's really haven't taken any chances down the field, and I think it's time for Nantyr Shores to really take some chances.
Yeah, I agree. If they're going to do it, I think they're running the ball successfully enough that they need to do it off a hard play action look. Draw those linebackers up so they can throw in behind them.
Second down, over the middle, incomplete. A one-hopper intended for Johnson, incomplete. That's going to bring up third down.
Yeah, and he's talking to Johnson as if, Johnson didn't quite do the right thing here. But I'll be honest with you, his footwork is not good on the throw. It's very poor, and hence the ball's nose diving down into the ground. He's got to be able to step into those throws and get that front weight, finish with his weight up on that front foot in order to get that ball to raise up a little bit more.
Yeah, I agree. He hasn't really stepped into the throws. It's kind of had happy feet back there.
Yeah, he's kind of shot putting it out of there. He's actually got a lot more time. He's throwing like a guy who feels like he's under pressure when in fact he's got a lot of time.
There's a kick by Beatty coming down to at the 18-yard line, and getting up to the 25 is Ryan Masood. He has been everything for the Arnprior out of the Ottawa Valley. He's had a strong game.
No, he's a versatile player, does a lot of things for him on all sides of the football and, of course, in the return game. And so we'll see the Arnprior offense here for the first time. And for Nantyr Shores, the big thing here is making sure that Arnprior is not able to flip the field position-wise, and then, of course, keeping them off the scoreboard here. You don't want to go down by more than 3 scores.
First down and 10 for Arnprior at the 25-yard line. Quick give up the middle, and that is number 6. And that's Reinhardt, and he gets a gain of about 1 or 2. So really, Nantyr Shores, what they need is a 2 and out in a hurry.
Yeah, and they got great penetration there in first down. Kyle Dowling, number 42, and a couple other Triton's defenders were right there to force a second and long situation.
So give him no gain on the play, and that's going to bring up second down and 10. Ball to 25.
It's not a great position for this Arnprior offense to be in. They're not a strong passing team.
Here's Smith. And there's that counter again. And there comes a blue flag as the handoff is number 39, John Young. He's got the sidelines out of bounds, and that's a first down, but we're going to check the flag.
Yeah, I think this one's going to come back. I'll tell you what, Mike, it's obvious that John Young is a major part of this offense, and so really if you're the Nantyr Shores defense, you need to start keying on where number 39 lines up, because that's pretty much it to me at this point. Every time they're getting an explosion play in the run game, the ball is in the hands of 39. And so from a defensive coordinator standpoint, we need to identify where that guy is pre-snap so that we know where the football's going.
Absolutely. So that penalty was against Arnprior. It was a legal procedure, so that's going to back him up. And it's going to be second down and long for the Arnprior Rapids. Head coach Dave Herrick. 9-1 record to get here. First bowl appearance. Looking to win their first. As for Nantyr Shores, it is their first bowl appearance as well. Second down. Here's that counter again. Coming around the outside. And this time it's going to be gobbled up. And it looked like Nantyr Shores was all over that one. And then a beautiful defensive call there.
Braden Lee Haynes was able to set the edge and force Young to bubble around the outside. And the Nantyr Shores defense collectively strung that thing out. Ultimately, it was 23 Stephen Noble who was able to clean it up. But excellent job by the external edges of that Nantyr Shores Triton defense, stringing that play out, not allowing the runner to get vertical.
That's what we got third down, and back to punt is going to be Masood, standing on his own 1. And back to receive. There's the running kick, kind of like a rugby style, coming down to number 24, Kolchetsky. And he's got a lot of room. Cuts it back to the inside. Still going. Look at this. Look at the strength. Still going. My goodness. Down he goes at the 17-yard line. Great field position here for Nantyr Shores from Inisfil, Ontario, trying to get back in this.
Fantastic. Just an absolutely fantastic effort right there. And I was disappointed when he got tackled because I wanted to hear you say still going a couple more times. I'm not sure how many tackles he broke there, but it was a very, very impressive run. A couple things. A, he caught the punt in the air cleanly. They had the blocks well set up, and then just an absolute refusal to go down. He was certainly committed to try and get as much out of that thing as he absolutely could. Has put his offense in a great position here.
Here's Spencer Cropper now setting up first down and 10 at the 17-yard line. Out of the shotgun. And the pitch. Cutting to the inside is Jordan Austin, and he's going to be gobbled up for a minimal or no gain there. Nice defense by Arnprior.
Yeah, Hayden Tripp was out there waiting on that thing, and they've had some success earlier in the game with the toss to Jordan Austin, but Tripp was sitting out there waiting for it this time. Second and long situation. Not based on what we've seen so far to this point in time, not an excellent situation for Cropper, but we'll see if he's able to come up with enough to pick up 9 yards here.
Dwayne, I agree with you. Maybe to set up a good throw here, some hard play action, because they've been able to run it. Mm-hmm. So let's see what happens here. Out of the shotgun is Cropper. It's just a straight back out of the shotgun. He's looking. He throws. Wide open. Catch is made. And close to a first down is Politis.
Yeah, successful throw by Cropper out there to Politis in the flat out of a 22 set. They just sort of ran a high-low situation there, a corner out by number 2, and Politis just sat down at 5 in the hook. It's really what we refer to as a smash concept in the two-man passing game in the short side. The unfortunate thing for Politis is once he caught it, he actually gave ground. He went backwards to try and go around a defender because I believe he initially had enough for the first down.
And there's a quick give up the middle, and that's a first down. Well done, down to the 3-yard line.
Yeah, fullback Gavin Coffin at 225 pounds there. He's a load, just ran it straight forward. You can hear the enthusiasm starting to build, Mike, in that Nantyr Shores fan base down there in the stands. They're starting to sense that their guys are back in it, and it'll be important here that they're able to capitalize with 7.
2 busfuls of kids came from Nantyr Shores and Inisfil, Ontario. Got lots of support down there. Can hear them. So that's going to bring up first and goal out of the eye. It's a fake. Cropper trying to get the edge. He could run it in. Oh, he second-guessed himself. He really had the edge, but he's brought out of bounds.
He did, but great closing speed there shown by Arnprior's linebacker / quarterback, who we've seen run the football quite a bit tonight, Justin Smith. At 220 pounds with that kind of closing speed, he can be a dominant player physically. He was able to close Cropper out there and limit the gain. I thought initially off the QB boot that he had the edge, but you get an idea just how fast Justin Smith is by how quickly he closed.
I agree. That was great closing speed by Smith to stop him. And that's going to bring up second down and goal. That was a loss of 1. So now under center is Cropper out of the eye. And the give is up the middle, and that's not going to do it. That's going to bring up third down. Questionable play call there.
Well, it'd be interesting to see what they do here. Do you kick the field goal, make it 21-6? Really, it's still a 2-score game at that point in time. 2 touchdowns and a completed 2-point conversion. They seem committed to try and get to try and get the touchdown here. We're going to see them go for it on 3rd down and see if they can't gain back 7.
Okay, put your coaching hat on here, Dwayne.
They're going to pass the football.
All right, 3rd and goal to get back into this game out of the eye. And it's the handoff to Beatty, and he's in. Touchdown. Nantyr Shores.
Well, I stand corrected. They didn't pass the football. They ran sort of an inside jet. Unfortunately, they've got a player down here on the ground right now, and I think it's one of their offensive linemen, and he appears to be in some discomfort as he lays face down on the turf. Certainly all of his extremities are moving as we see him kicking his feet.
That's a good sign.
So that's a good sign. It's but we're not quite sure what it is. But either way, just in the short term to talk about it, we've seen Beatty obviously have some big plays for them so far here, both in the special teams game and on offense. He came up big for him again just when they needed it here in the second half.
Yeah, that was a huge drive for a touchdown right when they needed it. So the extra point to come, maybe go for 2 here to cut it to 10, Dwayne?
Well, you certainly something you could consider and think about. I'm not sure that it's early enough yet to start focusing on that, but that certainly that's up to them. The biggest concern right now is the young man who's still down on the field. All the Nantyr Shores players have huddled up in the short term.
Can't get the number
quite
yet.
See the number of who it is down there on the ground.
And hopefully he's okay, as the whole stadium has really come to a hush right now.
Yeah, trainers are working on him.
Can't get the number yet, but the good part was he was, like you said, with his feet, he was moving his feet. So that's one good sign. But hopefully he gets up, he's okay.
Yeah, he's getting up
there
right now.
Go.
They got him turned around. It's number 66. Riley Windsor is the center. So it all starts with him. If they're going to continue to have offensive success, we're going to need to see Riley Windsor back in there for him. And he seems to be okay. I think it's something that he's shaken off as he's walking off quite quickly under his own steam. He appears to be explaining to the trainer what he thought happened to himself out there. But good to see him up and walking off. It appears as if they're just going to go for the single.
Yeah.
And
here's the kick from Beatty, is up, and it is good. So that cuts the lead now. Getting on the board is the Nantyr Shores Tritons. 21-10 now, still for Arnprior.
Yeah, and this is what we needed to see for Nantyr Shores. They came out in that first possession. They got a couple first downs. They didn't really they certainly weren't able to get any points, but they moved the football effectively. This time they've got it back, and they've driven all the way down the field and scored. And so they've got to be feeling a lot better than they did when they went into the locker room at halftime. We'll see if that carries forward here. Nantyr Shores defense, they really can't afford to have any mistakes. Right? They're going to have to play mistake-free here the rest of the way.
Absolutely. I find that the Nantyr Shores defense did a great job with Arnprior with that counter, which they weren't really able to defend in the first half, and Arnprior tried that in the second half, and Nantyr Shores did a good job defending it. Yeah,
they've changed it up a little bit in terms of where they're lining 39 Young up at and where they're bringing him around from. They ran the sort of like the jet sweep reverse here when he's running the tight wing out of the boundary. The first time they got the big gainer out of it, and it got called back. The second time, Nantyr Shores was all over it. So, as I said, I think it's going to be important for them to key on where 39's lined up.
And it's the pooch. Works perfectly. Nantyr ball. That ball is picked up by Jackson Rayburn. And that is going to be first out for the Nantyr Shores Tritons. Wow, what a play to start.
And all the momentum, which, was in favor of Arnprior here just a few minutes ago, has certainly flipped back around now and is in favor of Nantyr Shores. We'll see if they're able to take advantage of it. One interesting thing of note, the young man that just went off the field, Riley Windsor, will need to be out for a certain number of plays, so I'm not sure he's going to be eligible to come back on the field for the beginning of this series. And it appears as if this kickoff's coming back.
Oh, no, I didn't see the blue flag, Dwayne.
Yeah, I think Nantyr Shores was offside. It appeared as if one of their guys was ahead of the line of scrimmage when the ball was kicked, so that's unfortunate. You're not likely to be successful 2 times in a row with that kind of thing. And based on the fact that you got to move the ball back 5 yards, I'm not sure you want to run it again now, because if you don't recover it, you give your opponent outstanding field position.
Well, the defense did the job on the last drive, Nantyr Shores. Just kick it deep and really count your defense to do the job again.
I absolutely agree 100%. If you kick this short again, you don't recover it. Even if your defense gets a stop, your opponents flip the field, and they're going to punt the ball, and you're going to have it deep. You're going to have a long way to go. So I definitely think the thing to do here is to kick it deep.
Here's Beatty Dylan Beatty lining up. And there it goes. It's a squibber up the middle. And it's going to be picked up by Masood. He's got a little lane, but it's closed in a hurry. Nice special teams there. Brought down at the 37-yard line, and that's where the Arnprior Rapids will start. First down and 10.
Yeah, they had a bit of a room there on the return initially, but number 6 Jordan Austin, along with some of his friends, came down and closed down. They won their one-on-one blocks in space versus our Arnprior's return team. Were able to close that thing out before it got too far up the field.
So let's see if the Nantyr Shores Trites could do the job on defense again and force Arnprior on a 2-and-out. First down and 10 at the 37 for Arnprior, and there's that quarterback sneaker again with Smith. Just driving everybody through. Give him a gain of 8. How many times have we seen that today, Dwayne?
Well, we've seen it enough times that at some point, Nantyr Shores defensive coordinator is going to have to say to my defensive tackles, listen, you guys are going to have to play lower.
Yeah.
Right? You're playing too tall. You're catching the offensive lineman and getting driven backwards. We're going to have to play with a lower pad level and keep that line of scrimmage right at the line of scrimmage. Don't allow Arnprior to establish a new one 3 or 4 yards down the field. We talked about Smith's a 220-pound guy. You let him get moving forward with any kind of speed, he's going to be tough to take down.
Second down and 2 at the 45. Smith under center. Here it's the same play, and he'll be close to a first down. Actually, I don't think he got it.
Yeah, not a surprise there. Just 2nd and 2. If they're
close.
short here, don't be shocked for them to go ahead and run the exact same thing again. Really, the two ways they've shown that they're going to be able to, or the two guys, in fact, it looks like they may punt here.
Oh, yeah. Wow.
Don't be surprised if this is a fake, but the two guys who are having a lot of effect in the run game right now are the quarterback, Smith, 24, with the QB sneaks, and 39, Young, on the counters and the end arounds. So those are the two guys that the Tritons defense are going to have to counter or focus on here in the second half.
Absolutely, I agree, Dwayne. John Young, a 5'9", 175-pound running back, has really done the job for Arnprior. They haven't really given the ball yet, but now they're punting. So this is 3rd down and 1. There's the running rugby-style kick coming down to Noble, and he's going to let it bounce. Picks it up, and he just goes out of bounds there. Smart play there just to take that, go out of bounds. Might have taken a funny hop.
Yeah, it appears he may have hurt himself on the play, which would be unfortunate. He's been an impact player for them so far here through this game, but I was surprised Arnprior elected to punt there. They've had tremendous success with Smith on the quarterback sneaks. There's nothing to suggest that the Tritons' defensive front would have been able to stop Smith from getting a yard on that. I'm not sure that wouldn't have been my call. Just put Smith up under center and run that thing straight ahead and pick up the necessary yardage to keep the football. At the end of the day, you've got a 2-score lead, and Nantyr Shores can't score if they don't have the football, so just work to keep it away from them and grind that clock down.
Yeah, I agree. I'm very surprised that Arnprior didn't do that quarterback sneak again. They really just got stopped that once. Otherwise, the other quarterback sneaks have been pretty much 4 or 5 yards or more.
Well, obviously, head coach Connor Sheen's got a lot of confidence in his defense. He's willing to turn it over to them, and they've got Nantyr Shores pinned in a pretty deep field position here at their 21-yard line.
Yeah, they're going to start their own 21-yard line out of the eye again. Back under center is Spencer Cropper. 2 wide receivers to his right, 2 to his left. And it's a little jet sweep action coming around the right side. Still going. This is Johnson. He's going backwards. Oh, my goodness. He's brought down at the 2-yard line. Wow.
Yeah, this is a huge mistake by Johnson. And you know what? It's one that's completely born out of effort. It's a young man that's just trying to he's trying to make a play, but he's trying to do too much right now. He needs to just take his loss and, live with that. But unfortunately, he dug a bigger hole for himself and his team.
Yeah, so that's going to bring up 2nd down and very long for Nantyr Shores. Looking to cut into this 21-10 lead. They did score in their last possession. 1:15 left in the 3rd quarter and counting. So this is 2nd down and very long here. Need to get to the 31-yard line for a first down out of the shotgun. It's a little pitch and a little CFL action. You got to love this. But it's picked up here by Mitchell Ross. Cutting to the outside, he's brought down at the 33-yard line.
Well, it almost looked as if
trickery.
It's almost looked as if Arnprior had prepped that play. Perhaps they had seen it on film because Ross was right where he needed to be. Now, of course, he's going to play soft coverage regardless because of the down and distance situation, but he was almost standing back there like he was ready to field that thing, and they had a wide side return setup. It literally looked like a regular punt there. So good on Arnprior. Nantyr Shores obviously trying to trick him a little bit, hoping that they're able to kick it and not have anybody back there. But outstanding field position right now for Arnprior.
Now Arnprior is going to be first down and 10 at the Nantyr Shores 33-yard line. Under center is quarterback Smith. And there's that play again. To the outside is Young. What a hit. Bounces off of it. It's still going, but he gets to the 34-yard line. Wow.
Nantyr Shores showing they've got a lot of team defense. 34 on the edge there. Dylan Hamilton set the edge, but the free safety coming from the middle of the field, Stephen Noble coming downhill 100 miles an hour there to clean that thing up. I love how this kid plays football, man. I'll tell you what. He's not big, but he's physical. He'll come down there and knock the heck out of you.
Wow, that's a loss of 2. What a hit by Noble. My goodness, he's been all over the field. Second down and 12. Back to throw is Smith. Here comes the blitz. Incomplete. Overshoots his wide receiver, Dylan Bobent.
Yeah, a little bit of pressure in his face there forced him backwards. A very, very fortunate situation for Nantyr Shores. If Arnprior starting field position inside their the Tritons' 35-yard line and coming out not gaining anything.
Right. So that's the end of the third quarter with the score 21-10 in favor of Arnprior District School over the Nantyr Shores Secondary School from Inisfil, Ontario.
Yeah, and if you're Nantyr, your defense, there's really no margin for error at this point in time. You can't afford to give anything up more here than probably a field goal. A field goal keeps it at 2 scores. But anything more than that, and it becomes a 3-score football game. And I haven't seen anything out of this Nantyr Shores offense tonight to suggest that they're going to come down from or come back from 3 scores down in the fourth quarter. So good stop here by the Tritons defense.
Yeah, Nantyr really needs a stop right now, right here, right now, at the 33-yard line. This is opening play. This is third down, actually. They did get the stop, so they're in a punting situation. Here's the punt on the way, and that's going to be probably the Rouge. But no, it will not be the Rouge. Bringing it out of the end zone is Kolchetsky, and he gets to the 6, but the high school rules, he will bring it out to the 20.
Yeah, those rules extend all the way up to the college level, and
right.
And so there's no, and that rule is in place to incentivize for teams to run it out of the end zone. And certainly the punt return is one of the more exciting plays in Canadian university, or certainly Canadian football in general. And so I like the rule.
Absolutely. So that's going to bring up again. So we're just underway here in the third quarter, 21-10 in favor of the Arnprior Rapids here from Arnprior, Ontario. If you're watching from Arnprior, or if you're watching from Inisfil, Ontario, or you're a Nantyr Shores fan, this is a good one. This is a chance here for Nantyr to get back in this, scrimmaging from their own 20. Out of the shotgun is Cropper. Back to throw, looking over the middle, complete to Johnson. Makes the catch, and brought down at the 38-yard line.
That was probably the best throw I've seen Cropper make all night. It was thrown hard. It was thrown on a line and had a lot of velocity for it. It was an easy ball for Johnson to catch. And you see Johnson's ability to run with the football after the catch. He certainly is an explosive athlete at the high school level. So look for him to continue to be targeted as the Tritons attempt to mount this comeback.
First down and 10 now at the 37-yard line. 3 wide receivers to the left and 1 to the right of Cropper out of the shotgun again. Rolling to his left, looking back to his right. Throw, pass is caught. Nice catch there, number 25. Sorry, that was Kalidas making the catch, number 20.
Yeah, big defensive tackle there by 46, Nick Portos. That's the second time we've seen him in the last little while make big plays on the defensive side of the football. Really sniff that screen out and was able to limit the gain. Second and long situation here again for the Tritons.
And maybe look for that play again to Johnson over the middle. He was able to find that soft spot in the zone, Dwayne. We'll find out here. Second down and 9. Ball at the 39-yard line. Out of the shotgun. Whoa, bad snap. Oh, comes right back to Spooner looking. And there's a wide receiver open. And that's Johnson, but he's going backwards. Let's see where forward progress gives him, though.
Yeah, I don't like the spot. I thought his forward progress was up at the 45-yard line in terms of where he caught it. I was watching his feet specifically to see if he was going to be able to stay in bounds, and there's no question he caught that ball on the 45. They must have decided that he gave up 2 yards on his own there, but for the Tritons, I mean, gosh, you're battling your way back, and now you've got the bad snap, which disrupts the timing. Third down here.
Yeah, I'm surprised.
Tough situation to be in.
It looks like they're probably going to go for it here. Yeah, I believe. Yeah, here they come. Here comes Cropper under center, out of the eye. 3rd down and 4. There's the pitch. Cutting to the outside. Got the corner. And that is going to be close to a first down.
Wow.
Jordan Austin, let's see where they spot it. And he might have just got it, Dwayne.
Yeah, he certainly did. I would have liked to have seen him to turn up and get vertical a lot earlier, Mike. I thought that he really risked not making it for the first down, but there is a blue flag down.
Oh, blue flag.
There's not any need to measure this. It certainly is a first down based on where the ball's spotted at this point in time, but it'll remain to be seen what the penalty is. I think it's going to be a 15-yard UR on Arnprior, which is going to move this thing up further.
Oh, wow. Man, that's a big penalty. Oh, no.
No, in fact, it's going to be against Nantyr Shores. So, you know what? Yeah.
Shooting themselves in the foot, Dwayne.
You get enough to get the first down, and then after the play, you get a scenario where somebody, gets involved and mixed up in something they don't need to, and you have to be able to control your emotions. I guess it was after the first down, after the play was over, so it's still going to be a first down for them, but they certainly lose yardage out of the situation.
So that's one of the pluses, I guess, but kind of another penalty, though. So out of the shotgun is Cropper at his own 33. Back to throw. Looking over the middle, and the pass is caught. This is Beatty down at the 51-yard line.
Well, he's been their go-to guy throughout the course of the night. It was almost an extremely good play by Ryan Massoud, who was just a couple inches away from being able to knock that football down. Beatty ran the crossing route, the diagonal back from the strong side to the right side. They ran the rollout and then threw back across the field. Well-executed play. Nice throw, nice catch.
Out of the hurry-up now, Cropper under center. Nice little play there up the middle. Handoff is to Jordan Austin. Give him about positive yards, give him about 4 on the play.
Excellent tackle right there. I can't quite see who that is. Maybe it was number 20, Hayden Tripp. We've talked about him a fair bit here in this football game. Another example of an excellent tackle in open field, or that play would have been gained a lot more yards.
So that's going to bring up 2nd down. 8 minutes even left. 21-10 for Arnprior Secondary School over Nantyr Shores. Here comes Cropper under center, out of the eye. 2 wide receivers to the left and right. Handoff is up the middle, and that is Noble. He'll be close to the first down, and obviously this is a go situation here.
Yeah, for sure, absolutely. If you went for it with 9 minutes left, you're certainly going to go for it with less than 8 minutes left. You still need the 2 scores. They ran that thing right behind left tackle Riley Cooper, all 6'7", 260 pounds of him, and he established a new line of scrimmage 3 or 4 yards down the field, Mike. That's where they're able to make that gain.
So this is a chance here for Nantyr to get back in this ball game, but they have to convert on this 3rd down. Getting close to 7 minutes left in this game. 3rd down and 1.5, 2. The give is to Noble. He is just going to fight for the first down.
Well, I tell you what, when they go for it on 3rd, they make it interesting. They never seem to get it by much, but they got it again. One of the things, they've got to have a sense of urgency here, and they seem to be getting out of the huddles a lot quicker. High school football, the clock runs so frequently that you're going to have limited possessions. You got to get moving.
Out of the shotgun. Cropper back to throw. He's going to go over the middle, overshoots his receiver, and having to play defensive back there was Johnson. Otherwise, that might have been picked off.
Well, it's another example right there of Cropper, in terms of setting his feet and being able to execute as a quarterback right there. I think that was just kind of a throw it up and hope.
Yeah.
The ball was not exceptionally accurate. So they're going to need to really be able to rely on him because they need, at this point in time with less than 7 minutes to go, they need big chunks of yards at a time. They can't afford a 12, 13-play drive, so he's going to have to be effective throwing the football. At
the Arnprior 40-yard line, 2nd down and 10. Cropper out of the shotgun again. 3 wide receivers to his left, 2 to his right. And it's a little misdirection here, and it's Johnson getting the carry and give him a gain of 2. Didn't fool anybody on Arnprior's defense.
Well, I think I would have liked seen Johnson try and get outside with that. He's not the biggest of guys, and if you're going to run that misdirection, run it outside. He sort of cut back up to what we would refer to as darkness, where all the defensive players were, and obviously limited the gain. Third down here, and it's going to be a challenging one at 9 yards.
Well, boy, this is 3rd down and 9. This is a huge conversion that Nantyr Shores Tritons have to make here. Out of the eye again. 2 wide receivers to the left and right. Back to throw. Set up a screen. Cutting to the inside. That's Austin. Still going. I don't think he's not going to get it. And it's going to be a turnover on downs. What a big play by the Arnprior defense there.
Yeah, I don't like the play call, right? I mean, Arnprior all night has shown that they're going to play zone defense.
Right.
So they're going to have guys just sitting there waiting on it. You need to pick up 9 yards, and you throw a ball behind the line of scrimmage, which means ultimately the ball carrier is going to have to pick up 11 just to get the first down. So interesting play call. I know what they're thinking. Maybe we'll catch them sleeping.
Right.
They're not really thinking about it. But a zone defense in 2nd and long, you think screen and draw all the time in those situations as a defensive coach.
Now it's going to be on the turnover on downs. Arnprior is going to set up 1st down and 10 at their own 35. There's that little counter again, and it's to Reinhardt, and give him a gain of about 5 on the play.
Well, and what a shock. Stephen Noble coming down with the hammer there again, but it's getting at the point clockwise here for Nantyr Shores where they're going to have to force a turnover. It's not going to be enough to get 2 and outs and force punts. You're going to have to force the matter and get the ball out of Arnprior's hands.
Yeah, just under 5 minutes left to play. 21-10, 2nd down and 5 now for Arnprior at their own 40-yard line. And the give with tons of room. What a huge hole there for John Young, and he's got to get a 1st down, and a huge one for Arnprior.
Yeah, and that's just going to bleed another minute or so off of this clock as they move the chains forward. Noble, I'll tell you what, Noble may be one of the best high school tackling defensive players I've ever seen.
Really? Wow,
right?
that's
I've been watching
understatement
high
there.
school football for obviously quite some time, but
Right.
this young man can flat out tackle.
All right, so that's 1st down and 10. And Smith's going to keep it, try to get the edge, brought down. Nice tackle there. And who's there again? Mr. Noble.
Mr. Noble, for sure. For me, I look at I just got to think that he's the best player on this team. Certainly has been the most valuable out of everything that I've seen here tonight for Nantyr Shores. Conversely, on the other side, I think Justin Smith has been sort of the straw that stirs the drink for Arnprior and everything that they've been able to do here tonight.
So it's 2nd down. And again, Nantyr Shores needing a stop. There's the handoff. And not this time, as the handoff was to number 29, Evan Bissonnette. And he's brought down probably for a loss of 1. And this is going to bring up a punting situation. So this is the chance here. This is exactly what Nantyr Shores needed, Dwayne.
Yeah,
now they're going to get the ball back.
I'll tell you what, if I'm Nantyr Shores, I think I'm only going to put 1 returner back here. I'm going to put 11 guys on the line of scrimmage, and I'm going to go after this and block it. And I'll tell you why. The punting style for Arnprior is unconventional. The punter, he takes 3 or 4 steps with the ball before he punts it. So the timing of it is slow, and the distance that you have to travel to block it is slow. The block point is very, very short based on his punting style. I'd go after it.
Here we go, 2 guys. No, there looks like setting up the return as it's going to be picked up here. Number 24, Kolchetsky, cutting to the outside, trying to cut it back to the middle. Brought down right away. Nice special teams at the 30-yard line. Making the tackle is number 24, Justin Smith.
I'm surprised. I'm really surprised to see Justin Smith making a play. It's not like he hasn't been doing that all night on both sides of the football. Young man's just a tremendous football player.
He's been all over the place today. He's been, like you said, the big guy. I mean, he's made a lot of plays for Arnprior today.
No, he's a young man that certainly will have impressed a number of scouts here tonight, and he'll have a lot of guys talking to him from the university level.
And speaking of that, there's so many universities here watching, so many university scouts watching this game from all over Ontario and all over Canada. So here we go, 1st down and 10. Oh, the shotgun is Copper looking over the middle. Incomplete. Intended there, as now we have a player down for Arnprior. I believe that's number 11, Mitchell Ross, the corner. 6 feet, 160, grade 12. Do you like that play call on first down, Dwayne?
Yeah, I'm fine with that play call right there. They need big chunks at this point in time. And he certainly had him open, but as we've seen many times here tonight, wasn't able to quite put it on the numbers of the receiver right there who stretched out for it but wasn't able to bring it in. So
that's going to bring up an injury timeout here in the field. But pretty much now, I mean, Nantyr Shores, Tritons really has to score a touchdown here. That's going to be 3 down and go. That's going to be go for it on third down if they don't get it all day long now.
Well, and they need 2 touchdowns. So they're going to have to score quickly because they need to get the football back and still have time for a second possession.
So it's going to bring up second down and 10 at their own 30-yard line. Out of the shotgun is Spencer Cropper, 6 feet, 180 pounds, grade 12. Now plays whistled in. Out of the shotgun, back to throw. Over the middle again. Johnson makes the catch. Cut to the outside. Does he have the speed? Keeps going. Still going. Out of bounds at the 33-yard line. Big first down for for the Shores.
That's exactly what they needed. Excellent pass by Cropper. He was able to hit Johnson in stride. I talked a little bit earlier about how well Johnson runs with the football in his hands after the catch, and don't be surprised if we see that again. Johnson on a crossing route where he's able to use his speed and elusiveness in the open field.
35-yard line. First down and 10. Back to throw. Looking deep. And incomplete. Might have a flag. Oh, no. A pass was intended for Dylan Beatty. 2 Arnprior defenders were there in the vicinity. And now Beatty's going down. No, he's back up. I think he just went, well, wait. He's...
looks like he's got
a cramp. Sorry,
must be a cramp. I've never quite seen a young man react.
I just thought he was upset about the.
Yeah, I was okay with the no call right there. I'm not sure the ball was catchable. I don't think Beatty was going to be able to get to it one way or the other. So I'm okay with the no call right there.
So that's going to bring up second down. We're at 2:25 left to go in this game. Out of the shotgun. Throwing, looking, over the middle, overshooting his wide receiver Beatty again, and that's going to bring up another third down for the Nantyr Shores Tritons.
Yeah, accuracy the issue there. Certainly Beatty was open in the window on the diagonal route. He could have got him for certainly enough yards for the first down, if not more, but he just, as we've seen many times tonight, not able to hit the receiver on target.
So he was open, though. He was open. He was just unable to convert with the wide receiver Beatty there. So here we go, third down.
Really, this is the game right here. If they're going to be able to score twice, they're going to need to be able to extend this drive.
Third down. Back to throw. Cropper looking. Pass. Incomplete. Intended for Johnson. He's looking for a flag. He's not going to get it, and that's going to turn the ball over on downs to Arnprior.
No, the ball was a little bit late. He certainly was open initially. The corner was able to close while the ball was in the air. If that was one they were going to complete, that ball probably needed to get out just a tad sooner. Nonetheless, the throw was fairly accurate, but certainly excellent defensive play there for the Arnprior cornerback to break it up.
So while we have the time, with the OFSAA Football Festival Board of Directors would like to welcome all U Sports coaches representing 27 universities across Canada. So here we go. First down on the turnover on downs for Arnprior. And there's the give, cutting to the outside, and that is who else but Young, and he'll go to get to the 39.
Yeah, the rest of the way, I think we're going to see the ball in the hands of 2 players for Arnprior, 24 and 39. Those are the guys that have got them to the point that they're at right now with this lead. So I'd be shocked if we see anything other than Smith keeping the ball himself or handing it off to Young. I don't think we'll see anything in the passing game or anyone else touching the ball. Well,
we've seen stranger things happen in high school football. You never know. There might be a turnover here. It could fall in favor of the Nantyr Shores, but there's the handoff again. And he fumbles the ball! Picked up by Nantyr Shores Tritons. My goodness.
Well,
I'm not a genie. I'm not a genie or anything. I'm not a prophet.
I'm not sure why you're so excited. You just called what was about to happen, right? You saw it ahead of time.
My goodness.
Right? You are the seer.
Wow.
That's what we'll refer to you for the next 1 minute and 48 seconds, the seer. You can see into
I like
the future.
that. I wish my wife would say I could see in the future as well. But anyway, we won't get into that. This is a family show. All right, so there's the big turnover that Nantyr Shores needed. They're at the Arnprior 44-yard line. Need to score in a hurry. And the Arnprior fans coming to their feet. Back to throw. Look out. There's a fumble. No, falling on it is Cropper, and he is just dismantled by number 93, Noah Below. My goodness.
Yeah, that was a huge hit right there.
Coming
Big
from the
hit.
backside.
Very fortunate that he hung on to the football. But as a quarterback, any quarterback, you have to have a clock in your head. And you have to recognize at some point in time, I've got to get rid of this football because there's guys coming after me. And I just sensed that Cropper felt like he had more time than he did. And he certainly needed to get rid of that football sooner.
Yeah, held on to that ball a little long. I agree, Dwayne. So that's going to bring up second down and long. Out of the shotgun. Rolling to his right. He's throwing deep. Complete to Johnson. That's a big play there. That's going to bring down third down and manageable here at the 38-yard line.
Nice throw, nice catch. Johnson, the guy, when he needs it, he's there for him. Beatty's back in there. He appears to be able to, it appears that he's gotten over his cramp. So
there's a blue flag down, Dwayne.
It's a false start. I can see referee Kevin Mickelborough's signal. It's a false start. So Nantyr Shores going backwards. We've seen this all night. We've seen this all throughout this game is penalty after penalty, mistake after mistake.
Again, another big penalty against the Nantyr Shores Tritons, and that's going to move them back now to the 50, way back there, down to their own 53-yard line. So this is going to be second down and very long.
Well, here's the key to this situation, Mike. You need to get half the yards back.
Right.
Okay, you don't need to get a first down on second and whatever it is, second in Indianapolis, right? But what you need to do is make sure that it's not third down and 20, however many yards this is, right? Put your quarterback in a manageable situation, get 10 to 12 yards back so that on third down he's in a manageable situation.
I like the play of number 81. He's been able to find Dave Johnson, who's been open a lot, the 5'10" slot back out of Nantyr Shores, 185 pounds. Maybe look for him over like you're saying, on that crossing route. Would be a nice play for them to try here on second down to try to get half those yards back.
Well, I'll tell you what, Cropper hasn't shown an ability to be elusive in the pocket and get away and run for first downs. So I'm not really that worried. I'm just going to go ahead and rush 3 or rush 4. I'm going to go ahead and play cover 2 man on defense, and I'm going to make sure I put my best cover players on 81 and number 1 and play 2 high safeties over the top and force Cropper to be an incredibly accurate quarterback because I'm not worried about him running for a first down.
Yeah, Cropper, that's a good call. Cropper really hasn't shown that accuracy today, which Nantyr Shores needs. So here we go. This is a second down. It's a pitch to Beatty. It looks like a little option. He wants to throw, and still on his feet, still going. Gives it up. Breath. Intercepted. Coming back the other way. Boban. Still going down at the 22-yard line. And I think that might be game, set, match, Dwayne. My goodness.
Well, there's all sorts of activities on the field.
Any blue flags?
Yeah, there's a fight on the field now. Jordan Austin, I think, threw a punch, may be ejected from the game for what's left of it. It's unfortunate. We've got number 23, Stephen Noble, who made the tackle, touchdown-saving tackle, writhing on the sideline in pain over on the far side. What appears to be a shoulder injury, just based on how he's holding his arm right now. Certainly you hope he's okay.
Oh, yeah.
Smith for Arnprior, the interception, another big play for this guy. Like, I don't think he ever stops.
Yeah.
You know, we're constantly calling his name out. But, you know, I don't like the play call in that situation. It's second and 20-something. Like, you know, as a defensive coordinator, you prepare your players to watch for anything tricky there. Nobody's going to buy a reverse in that situation. You know what I mean? It's like play action pass. No one is going to believe that it's real in that kind of down and distance situation. And so there really was nowhere for him to throw the football.
No.
And the whole thing kind of blew up in their face.
Yeah, that whole play was covered nicely by Arnprior. They had their defenders back, and nobody bit at all.
No, nobody. And why would you, right? I mean, if the guy runs a reverse and gains 10 yards, who cares?
Yeah, exactly.
Right? But we're not going to let you have the explosion play off the fake reverse pass. So it appears as if Noble's okay. He's up and walking off under his own power. I'm pretty sure he's the toughest guy in the building based on what I've seen tonight.
Absolutely.
So I'm not surprised to see him up on his feet, but nonetheless, it's good to see.
Can't get the number of the Arnprior player that's down right now, but it looks like that's a penalty, an unnecessary roughness call on Nantyr Shores after the interception. So this is going to move it up, but I can't get the number quite yet, Dwayne.
It looks like it might be a single digit. I can't say for sure, but I can only see one number at this point in time. So
still down.
It looks like they're looking at his lower leg, somewhere between the ankle and the knee. We don't have the benefit of replay here, so tough to make any guess on it. But they're certainly working on the lower half of his leg.
Well, regardless, that ball is going to moved up on the unnecessary roughness penalty to Nantyr Shores, and now it's going to move up to the 1 yard line.
Yeah, and it's not the first time today that we've seen Nantyr Shores, stub their toe
again,
with unnecessary penalties, and so discipline has been an issue a little bit here today for them, and it's unfortunate. They've had a fantastic season. And, they hadn't really been challenged prior to tonight, and perhaps that's part of it is once they faced adversity, they struggled a little bit here. But certainly an extremely well-coached football team, a lot of fantastic athletes. Yep. They've made it this far. They've made it to the OFSAA Bowls here in the National Capital Bowl, so a lot to be proud of on the season. Things just didn't go their way today.
Absolutely. Both teams, this is their first bowl appearance, and just like you just said it perfectly there, like nothing to be ashamed about. They made their way to Tim Hortons Field, made it to OFSAA for the first time, so something these kids will never forget as well.
No, it's an incredible life experience, not just for the kids, but for the coaches.
Right.
Everybody involved in the program. Rare are the opportunities where you're going to get to come in and play in this kind of venue. So to be able to come in here and play in a pro stadium with the lights on at night, have the game, being broadcast, as we're very fortunate, yourself and I, to be able to do right now.
Absolutely.
It's something these kids are going to have, and they're going to be able to remember for the rest of their lives.
As coaches, well, and as fans too, right? I mean, for Nantyr Shores Tritons and Arnprior fans coming from a long way, Inisfil, Ontario, and the Ottawa Valley to come support their teams. That's unbelievable, especially at the high school level.
Well, I just drove from Ottawa today. I can tell you right now, or this morning, I can tell you they're not going to get back anytime soon. It's going to be a 5 or 6 hour trip back there for those young men and their families. So
good to see. That's number 47. I believe that's Dan Hennessy of Arnprior. Check that.
I believe it's Portos.
Yeah, you are
46.
correct. 46.
We've seen him make a lot of plays tonight on the defensive side of the football for them, and he's really struggling. He doesn't appear as if he can put any weight on that right leg. I certainly hope the young man is okay, and it's not something that is too serious.
Yeah, the McMaster training staff is here as well, right? So they'll take care of him right in the sidelines here. Hopefully he's okay, and being carried off by two players there. My goodness, it's tough to see, like especially for these kids coming from the Ottawa Valley, and for somebody to get hurt, and I mean to have that drive back for 6 hours, and hopefully he'll be able to walk, and it's just maybe something small, but it doesn't look like it. So here we go, first down and goal at the 1 yard line after the penalty. Coming up under center is Justin Smith. This is pretty much to put the ball game away. 1:10 to go in the game. Oh, players jumped. Referee says play on. Sneaker, touchdown. Arnprior Rapids. And that extends the lead.
No surprise there. We've seen that is their goal line short yardage offense. Keep the ball in the hands of their big guy, quarterback Justin Smith at 220 pounds, and just let him ride behind that offensive line. And once again, they've had success with it. And if there certainly was any doubt prior to that play of the ultimate outcome to this game, that certainly sealed it right there.
Yeah, with 1:02 left to go, the extra point coming from Ryan Massoud, 5'11", 160, grade 12. Holding is number 20, and that's Hayden Tripp. Just getting ready, and this will make the score now 28 to, oh, no. Oh, it is good. Hits the post and gets a lucky bounce. There we go. 28 to 10 now in favor of Arnprior. And that pretty much does it, Dwayne.
Well, certainly it does in terms of the outcome of the game. For Nantyr Shores, you still got another minute left in your football season, a season that you've worked extremely hard for. So hopefully we'll see the kids come out here and compete hard, certainly and compete clean. You hate to see any situation where emotions get the best of anybody at this point. Certainly the outcome of the game has been determined already at this point. But for the young men who are going to have to wait another 8 months or 9 months again to play football. For some of them, this may be the last football game they ever play.
Yeah, the grade 12.
And
right?
So go ahead and finish out your, go out and finish your last minute with a lot of pride and play hard.
Yeah, this will be Nantyr Shores' first loss. As we mentioned before, they came into this game 10-0, so this will be their first loss of the year.
And you look at this roster, and it is loaded with grade 12s, right? And so, some of those young men will ultimately come back for a fifth year, I'm sure.
Right.
But it's certainly a senior-laden team. It's not a team that's going to look the same again next year as it does right now. And but they're certainly champions, 10-0. They've represented themselves, their schools, their families, fantastically throughout the course of the season. They got a lot to be proud of.
Absolutely, both teams, and as well for Arnprior as well. But it's been a well officiated game as well. They've done a good job officiating. There's the kickoff coming down, and here's coming up the middle, number 24. This is Kolchetsky, and he's brought down at the 49. Well, 53 seconds left. Maybe try to get on the board here. Down 28 to 10.
Absolutely. Go ahead and continue to run your, go ahead and run your 2-minute offense. Stay out of the huddle. Get up to the line of scrimmage quickly. Manage the clock as best you possibly can, and then hope that you're able to get at least one score in here.
Try to at least get something here. Down 28 to 10. I don't know if you could score 18 points in 53 seconds. I don't know if I've ever seen that, but you never know, I guess.
I'm sure it's happened
at
some point
football,
somewhere.
Yeah.
Yep.
Right. So we'll see here. Now it's going to be first down and 10 for Nantyr Shores at their own 49-yard line. 53 seconds left, down 28 to 10 here on CanadaFootballChat.com. Mike Karafalides along with Dwayne Cameron, assistant coach of Laurier University and scout for the Calgary Stampeders. And there's the give up the middle, and they're going to give him this as going to the outside. Here, this is number 6, Jordan Austin, and he's going to have a first down getting out of bounds.
Yeah, Austin, we see he's a speed guy. He generally has success running to the outside. We've seen it 2 or 3 times today. So a nice pickup for them on first down play there, and they're down inside the 40-yard line of Arnprior.
Yeah, pretty soft defense, though, by Arnprior there. It's just kind of just laying back, pretty much playing the prevent to kind of just letting them have that yardage.
They're
right?
absolutely willing to give up the rushing yards underneath at this point in time. They're not the least bit concerned about first downs. They're concerned about giving up touchdowns.
First down and 10 at the 36. And new quarterback in the game. That's number 14, Kyle Boudreau, getting action. It swings it out to Beatty. Beatty's going to get to the 30-yard line. Give him about 5 yards. Yeah, new quarterback in the game is Kyle Boudreau, 6 feet, 150 pounds. Grade 11.
Yeah, younger guy who perhaps is the future of this program at the quarterback position, and so go ahead and get him some time in a championship game.
I like that. That's pretty classy by the head coach.
Yeah.
Here we go. Second down. Boudreau, little sidearm action there, incomplete. Intended receiver there was Politis.
Yeah, I'm sure that's one Politis would like to have back. Is that the one hit him right in the hands? I think it's one of those situations where he was ready to turn up the field and run with the football before he actually had it.
That's going to bring up third down now for new quarterback in the game, Kyle Boudreau, who came in relief of the starting quarterback, Spencer Cropper. So third down. Call it about 4.5. Out of the shotgun. Sidearm. Incomplete. Tipped there. Nice job. Number 24, Justin Smith again, making the play for Arnprior.
All over the field. Justin Smith's a player of the game to me.
Oh, yeah.
There's been a number of guys who we've seen do some very good things on both teams here today, but Justin Smith has been Mr. All-Purpose. Has made significant plays on both sides of the football for Arnprior tonight.
Yeah, with the quarterback sneaks earlier in the game and making the plays on defense as well, Dwayne. He'd probably be my a player of the game for Arnprior. So now they're going to set up. It's a turnover on downs at their own 31-yard line, and they're setting up in victory formation here. 12 seconds left to go. Here we go, and there's getting ready for the referee to whistle play in. Up 28-10. And here comes the victory formation, and nothing to hold your heads down for it, as that's going to do it. That's it, and your champions of the National Capital Bowl are the Arnprior District School Rapids. Congratulations to them.
Certainly they were full value here tonight. They had control of the game right from the outset. Were never really truly challenged in this game once they were able to jump out to that lead in the first quarter. And, offense, defense, they were in control the entire night, Mike.
Yeah, congratulations to Arnprior. Their first bowl appearance and their first championship. And enjoy this as they're going to have a nice ride back to Arnprior, Ontario.
Well, it certainly makes that long ride a little bit more manageable going back with the win.
Well, congratulations, too, to the Nantyr Shores Tritons as well. And any final thoughts on this game, Dwayne?
No, I was entertained by two teams that I thought had some very explosive players offensively and defensively. Both teams are to be commended for their efforts in the seasons they had in 2017. All
right, so that's going to do it from here. 28-10, the National Capital Bowl champions are the Arnprior Secondary School. So for myself, Mike Carafilides, and Dwayne Cameron, so long here from Tim Hortons Field in Hamilton.